Hi Gemini, welcome to your April 2018 reading. My name is Donatella and thank you so much for coming to my channel. I'd like to welcome you and thank you again. It's another beautiful month and another beautiful spring. What I want to start with today is to explain to you a little bit about what's happening in the skies before I start with your reading. And I want to tell you that we're still in Mercury retrograde. So right now it's the time of contemplation, and everything will be ready to go once April 15th starts. So if you want to start planting some seeds, either physically or mentally, this is the time to do it. Imagine what you want by next September. You know, this is when you put everything down into writing. You put your ideas down. You think about what you really see your future like. So Gemini, if there's something that you have been really absolutely wishing for, write it on paper. Give yourself a time limit, because harvesting time is usually September, October. The planet Jupiter is a planet that represents luck, expansion, and higher education. And right now, this year, it's in Scorpio. Jupiter visits each sign for about a year. And while it's in that sign, what it does is it leaves its path for the next 12 years. So the first year that it's in a sign, it will leave like a domino effect for the following years. So for example, Scorpio is in Jupiter right now, and Scorpio represents money, power, sex, and secrets. So when secrets were exposed this year, that has a lot to do with Jupiter being with Scorpio. And because that's the sign that represents all of this. And I don't know if you remember where there was a lot of taboo that they were talking about Harvey Weinstein and things like that. So be really careful with secrets being exposed. Make sure that this is the time that you clearly focus on your financial status. Make sure that you prepare your life in such a way that you can have power in your own way, and every thought that you had that was taboo before will disappear. You know, you focus more on your mental needs, like whatever you need in your life, and focus on your everyday communication and what you want to talk about. You know, think about what you want to express to other people. Think about what you want to bring together. Think about how your communication helps you. You know, this whole month, April, is going to be the month of realizing yourself. Everything about yourself. Everything that it took to make you happy. Everything where, you know, what has brought you here at this point right now. So whatever you're going through, whatever you're thinking about, try to figure out where you want to be at the end. I'm going to be creating a new series. It's going to be as soon as I'm done with all the general readings this month. I'm going to start a new series, and it's going to more so be about how the zodiac signs can enhance themselves. And it's going to talk about, you know, your benefits and the personalities that we have that could be destructive also, and what we can avoid and what we can go towards. So it's really going to help us, and also where we're at astrologically. I'm going to start this probably like maybe nearing the end of April, maybe mid. Hopefully, like once I get all the general readings done out of the way, I can really focus on that. And April is really more a month to focus on self, the way that you project your behavior, your temperament, your health, how you react, what your appearance is like. All of these things is you're really going to think about it this month. And whatever you're thinking about, probably by the end of the month, is most likely going to be starting. So whatever you've been planning, you know, this is the time to plant your seeds. So make sure whatever you're planting, the seeds are good seeds. All right, Gemini, I'm going to go ahead and start on your reading. Okay. So in the foundation, I see that you have a lot of blissful memories. Either it's the Six of Cups. This represents the memories that you had in a past time. And these memories are crossing the love relationship that you have right now. So the memories that you have about your past is conflicting the commitment that you want to put together right now. So whether you had bad memories with someone and you want to, get married with them again, or if you had bad memories and you wanted to start something, or if you had, like as far as a business, let's say that you had a partnership that didn't work out in business, and then now you want to start another partnership out. You're really contemplating, should I start this because of the memories that I had? So something is conflicting the progress that you want to make because of the memories that are in your mind. The card that I have that's crowning you is the Nine of Swords. So it's a lot of staying up late at night and contemplating. There are times that you have that you are like really up in your head and thinking like, oh my God, is this going to happen? Is that going to happen? What's happening with this? Like it's a lot of thinking over and over and over and over and over about this situation. Because I see you're not speaking really what is on your mind. You're suppressing yourself from who you were, who you used to be, like saying things like the way that you used to say them. You don't say things the way that you would say them anymore. You're actually really cutting and snipping your tongue now compared to how you used to say things. You're like you're trying to really curve it where it's not destructive at all. But this kind of attitude is probably because I don't know if you feel like that you lost money or you lost the starting of something, or this kind of depression is like really keeping you unstable financially, or it's just not inspiring you to the point where you want to push yourself and you want to be successful. It's all of these thoughts are keeping you in a place where you're thinking like, wherever I'm at, it's okay. Like I don't need to progress, or I don't need to change this anymore, because it's just the burden is so much right now that you can't even think about what the next step would be. Because I see the eight of swords, and I feel like it's like pretty soon you're really coming out of this like nightmarish feeling, like whatever that had been harboring inside of you for a while. And I have a feeling like it has to do with like the stuff that's happened, probably like this past year. You're gonna be in a process of like starting to let go of all those feelings, like let go of all the things that are like hurting you and keeping you up late at night. Because I see you like walking away from pain. I have 5 of cups, and 3 of them are spilt on the card. So what that means is, even if 3 things in your life, 3 out of 5 things out of your life are making you sad, there's still 2 out of 5 that still can make you happy. I see that you're not waiting anymore for the fruit to be picked. You're actually going within. You're actually like paying attention to your intuition. Because right now, you could possibly you could make a path for yourself to start something new. You totally can. But that feeling of like, I mean, you're probably, let's just say like you're already in the commitment. Okay, let's say for example, you're already in this commitment. There's a back and forth that does not allow you to give your full all, because you're stuck in your head about your thoughts, and they're even inappropriate, you feel like, to even talk about. And you're trying to get answers. You're trying to get answers from within you to understand what this is. And it's the feeling of codependency. So either there could be a drug or alcohol issue between you and your partner, the person that you're living with, or even yourself. It could be an addiction that is actually hindering, or making you feel like you need to have somebody in order to be okay, or you need to have the financial reassurance to be okay. But going within is going to help you allow yourself to understand that you don't need to have the status quo or to have that perfect partner or to have that perfect life to be a good person, you know? And it's making you like really want to like hold on to your finances and not be trustworthy. Like you feel like you can't, it's really kind of hard to share, or maybe you've been sharing too much and you can't share anymore. But in the back of your mind, you're like, it's like this feeling of like, I don't know if it's like feeling of running out, but it's like I can't express this, so I can't share it, kind of thing. But when you realize that you can actually remove the shackles and actually be free, and this is just something that you're going through, when you go within, you're going to start getting that fiery, passionate desire inside of you, and that's going to help you motivate to the next path in your life. And I see you very slowly thinking about making changes and saying the things that you want to say right after that. But it's going to work out in your favor. So Gemini, what I'm seeing is like you're making yourself feel like right now is the time to decide, and you feel like time is running out because you're not saying the things that you want to say. But what you need to realize is waiting is a good thing. Like you don't have to have it now in order for it to be good. So it's kind of like when I saw the cards, it was kind of like giving up on a specific hope that you had, and kind of going more within to find what you need, because at the end of the day, this still doesn't fulfill you, and then it's like that codependent, like addiction feeling that you go to, like whether it's something that you do like that keeps you afloat. So maybe it's not you, maybe it's your partner, but the person that you're around. But every time this confusing feeling starts, it's like the go-to is the addiction, or the go-to is the bad thing that you're not supposed to do, or the go-to is like making yourself feel empty or blaming yourself on situations, or even the addiction can be depression, you know? But I think like going within will really, really help you, and it's going to be the catalyst of making a lot of changes. But I see like this month, it's going to be like a realization of something new, and you're going to have justice. Whatever is fair, whatever is fair for you will happen. And it shouldn't be something like the Seven of the Swords, like the feeling of like getting away with something, like, you know, doing something sneakily. Like if it feels like that, then this connection that you have is not a good connection. If you have a connection with someone where you can't be like your truthful, honest self, then you're going to feel like it's codependency. You're going to feel like, oh my God, I need them, but I really can't tell them really who I am. Because the person that really loves you is going to really understand like who you really are, everything that you're going through, and they're going to have that patience for you. So I don't know if it's the fear of, if it's the fear of impatience that you have, but whatever is meant to be is supposed to sometimes take time. You're not supposed to be worried about being rushed to do something. So I totally support you taking your time on doing whatever you need to do, because anyways, I see like a lot of people just barely starting in the incubation process of what they need to do. The first step for you, Gemini, I would say is like communication. Your communication is so imperative. Like what you want in your life is like really important. You need to map out what you want. How do you see yourself in the next 12 years? Where do you see yourself in 2030? How do you see yourself like financially? As far as prosperity and finances, where do you see yourself? Do you see yourself succeeding? Have you even imagined that? Well, if you haven't, then it's going to be the same lifestyle that you have right now. And if you're okay with that, and you're okay with wondering and worrying and wishing, then it's, you know, it's going to keep cycling again. But if you have a destination and you put it on your GPS, and you know, mentally, like, where do you want to be financially? Where do you want to be physically? If you put that in your mindset from now, and then you start like navigating the water slowly, you will eventually get to the place that you need to be at, Gemini. I'm going to start, in the beginning I was talking about a series that I'm going to start. If you could please, like, share, even comment, like, share on the comments. Like, I would love to hear any, like, goals that you guys may have, like any seeds that you're planting, because I'm saying that right now in all my readings, because when we see things like goals that we have from other people, it inspires us to have goals like that too, and it just makes the world feel like it's possible for anything. So if you have ever set a goal so high and you've achieved it, please share that. Like, even if it was a past experience, something that you did and you thought you would never achieve and you finally achieved it. If you have any stories like that, please, Geminis, leave something in the comments. Let us know what you've done, because anything that you share with us is an experience for our well-being. And I'd really, 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 really appreciate it from you guys. So this concludes our reading for April. I will be back at the end of the month. I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to put together a series for you guys. And I will be back again in May to tell you what is going on, what is the energy in May. But right now, from what I see is, Gemini, you're doing the right thing by going inside. No one is trying to rush you right now from picking out what your future career is supposed to be, who your partner is supposed to be. It's kind of crossing you right now. So you need to put your old memories aside. And if they benefit you, pull them out. But wait until your mind feels clear. Like, you shouldn't have to go back and forth from current memories to past memories. Wait until your mind is clear, because then it's going to feel like a mischievous move, if you know what I mean. Once you get your thoughts clear, you're going to go within still. You're still going to go within. And just remember, like, when you go within, don't let that put you in a place of addiction. Don't let that feeling of emptiness put you in a place where you're trapped, because you're never trapped. You're only trapped if you want to be trapped. So if you want to be trapped, keep doing what you're doing. But you going within is actually a very good thing. Every time you go within, don't blame yourself so bad, because there is always a solution to anything that you want to do in this world. And if it's upgrading your job and making yourself feel better, where you're on the next plan of like a really good financially stable life, maybe you need to have a new plan, like a new game plan again. And I really see you being capable of doing that, but there's some things that you're holding on to that are not beneficial for you, Gemini. There's some things that are entrapping you that you don't see right now. So once you let go of that feeling of being trapped and you really work through it, you're going to feel like you can share with people again, whether it's your personal stories, or whether it's your time, or whether it's the money that you have, but just being really more open than you've ever been before. And like, as far as communication, so think about really who you want to talk to. Think about who you really want to share with, and think about how you see yourself in the future. All right, guys. Thank you, Geminis. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for visiting my page. Thank you so much for liking. Thank you for subscribing.